Welcome to Hanging Out with Robert, that's me. This video contains things that I encounter throughout the day. If for some reason I complete a task and you would like to see the details, you can click on the link in the description area below. This video also contains tips and tricks that I learned throughout the years. I plan on leaving this video accessible for about 30 days. After that, you can view it through my Patreon account. Thank you very much for watching. We are kicking off the Tinker Day on this 01 XC70. Last night we replaced the front crank seal behind the harmonic balancer. Today we're going to do the front engine mount behind the grill, the transmission torque mount, and I think that's going to be it for this car. Get it out of the way. Then on that XC90 we're going to replace a water pump and things related to that, and stop minor oil leaks, I think, on that thing. Then we got a BMW out there that's having chronic headlight problems on the passenger side. I think we're going to have to pull that light out to get that bulb where it quits falling out, and then get to work on lemonade a little bit. I got a permit to transport that car for 30 days. Whoop whoop. Now these engine mounts, they hold up pretty well down here, but occasionally they'll jolt enough or bang up enough or something where they'll tear. And there's hydraulic fluid in there. And if you look here, you can see where that hydraulic fluid leaked out of that mount on the front side of this subframe and on the back side. So that mount has basically lost its ability to absorb the vibrations and support the engine properly. So a lot of times when that happens, that wire will come loose from them, but sometimes they'll just look normal and have a little cracking and stuff like that. 20 years, they're done. You know, you could replace them, have a more comfortable ride. So the first thing I'm going to do is put a jack under the oil pan. Then I'm going to come up here and remove that torque bar from across the engine. Then I'm going to come under here, remove this mount that's going to be replaced. Then I'm going to remove the bolts from the front mount. Then I'm going to jack this engine up a little bit and take the two bolts out of the mount, top and bottom. Get that mount out of there. Get that mount out up past the fan and fan housing. So I took the fan housing loose. I raised it up about that much. Then I could squeeze the mount out from in between the radiator and the subframe. So I'm going to squeeze this back in, get it in place, start the bolts, and lower this fan and fan housing back in and get this job done. This mount out, man, it actually looks pretty good because usually they come apart right there on the bottom, but this one came apart right there. See how it come apart and let all the fluid out? So it was bad. Hook the cable and it comes right open. Here we go, people. Got this vacuum line here that's just deteriorating, going from your purge valve over to this vacuum. We're going to see if I got some for it. I got some 6mm here. I think that'll do it. This light on this BMW is just being problematic. It's almost impossible to put the bulb in, get it to stay in. Then they cross-threaded one of the lugs in this wheel hub, so we got a thread chaser for that. So we're going to pull this wheel off, get some good access to this light bulb here, and we may even take this light assembly out so that we can get this thing put in right. So this front bumper may need to be dropped to get that light out. I'll do some research, check that out, and we need to get this light working once and for all. They're messing with this light every month. It's ridiculous. We're going to chase all of these threads. I'm not sure which one had the lug missing, but it doesn't look like any of them were damaged to me. But we'll chase the threads on them. Little panel I made to protect that light is just gone. The Gorilla Tape fell loose. The light was exploded because it rained and probably got a drop of water on it. So we're going to see what it's going to take to remove this light, which is probably removing the front bumper. Thank you, European design. BMW It's a 14.0 by 1.25 SP. It's a 1/2-inch drive. So I'm going to turn this in by hand. I got the bit for it, and I'm going to take it and turn it in with a 1/2-inch ratchet wrench. Turns out it's this one here. You can see the first couple of threads bad and the rest of them look good, so we don't need to go too far. You want to take these nice and slow. It fits pretty good in a 10mm socket bit. You want to try to go in straight and even, people. Try to go in straight. It's cutting the threads while it's going in, and I'm rolling. I'll put this pin in it. Probably should have put a little oil on it. That helps. I got about 10 turns on it. That's probably far enough. 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 turns on it. Blow on it. If you don't have any problems with blowing things as a guy.
Yeah. You're gonna get comments on that one.
I'll edit it out. Probably got little birds in there. We are good to go. Just need to get a little lug nut. I think I got some in that bag.
I'll get another one.
I'm pretty sure I got one right here. Yep, perfect.
Oh, wow.
No, it's different thread pitch. Yeah, this must be the Volvo thread pitch.
Yeah.
Oh.
It's tight.
Yeah, it's a different thread pitch. Gotta find a BMW one. That's that. BMW people that have all the money in the world, they usually replace these lights because they're crap. But Gilbert actually bought a restoration kit, and he's trying to restore that light. Look at that thing coming up. Man, go Gilbert. Go Gilbert. Now I'll pull the bumper off, and it'll be a lot easier for him to get behind there. The HOWR way. They normally last about 60 to 90 days. So just keep your kit close by. What that kit cost, Gilbert? 20 bucks?
13.
13 bucks? That ain't bad for 13 bucks. So we're going to take the front bumper off, take this headlight off, do some surgery on it, and get it back in. There's a good video linked in the comments that'll show you how to get this bumper off and the headlight. Well, decent one. Anyway, you just pull this weather trim off. Then you get you a T30 and a 8mm. Start taking these screws out across here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Then you go under it. Do the same thing. These two on the end are T25s. This end and that end. Down here, you got a pull pin there. You pull that pin out, and then that clip comes out. Then you got some 8mm that run across the front of the bumper and this splash guard. Go ahead and take all those out. These corner clips, you pull them down until they stop. Then you continue to pull them, and they pull out like that. Expect that to happen. Then go across with these 8mm. Came in here and took a few of those 8mm out here. And then I got 2 8mm there I need to remove. And there's an 8mm there. Needs to be removed. Then you got a couple of plugs for your fog lights. That plug there will need to be removed. And that plug there. And that's a pull pin there inside this bumper skin. Get the bumper skin loose. There's two lights attached to it, of course. You got your sensors for your parking. You got this fog light here. So you need to unplug that sensor and that fog light so you don't break those wires as you pull these down. So there may be a couple more of these sensors in here. You got your headlight washer. You got your sensor there. So make sure when you lower this bumper down, you don't break these wires or damage those. Let me see if I could pull it away a little bit and do it from up here, or am I going to have to do it from underneath? Looks like I'm going to have to take this license plate holder down too, because it feels like something's holding it behind there. Those are Phillips. I did it, reach in there and unplug that fog light, or turn this bulb out of its socket. Do the same on this side. I pulled the license plate off and I was able to lower the bumper and set it on the ground. If you want to disconnect the parking sensors, it's over here on the passenger side, and then that fog light on this side. Now the bumper's off and on the ground. This one has had some damage in the past from a little collision. Next, we want to find the screws that mount the headlight to the car. I see one here. It looks like a T25. I see one over there that looks like an 8mm, maybe a 10. Let me see if I see one there. Look like it could be reached from under this mud flap inside that panel. It looks like a T30. Then there's another one there. Looks like a T30. Let me get those four disconnected, unplug the light assembly here, and see if there's anything else I need to share with you. That screw there was a 10, and I got it from reaching inside that panel there. Let me try to get these other two. That's that T30 there. There's a T30 down there I can reach with an extension. Maybe a pivot too. This self-holding nut holder, weird, cheap, crappy nut holder didn't hold. So I had to put a 10mm on that. When that lifted off, spray them with penetrant first. Let them sit a couple of minutes and then try to get them out. That may help. Definitely take these lower screws out before you take the upper screws out. Those upper screws will hold it in a position to get the lower screws out. Now you got a wire harness clipped into the bottom of it here. You pull that out with the clip puller. Hold the headlight. And then you got this plug here you need to unplug. Let me get this clip pulled out here. This plug has squeezy clips on both sides, so it was difficult to get out. I tried to pull that grommet out of there and it tore. But yeah, this is kind of a mess, these lower two attachments. One of the attachments fell to the ground. Not totally sure how that was held in there. I think it was just sitting on here like that. So the other one was sitting on there like that. I gotta find where it fell to. I guess this is a piece of something else that fell apart in the accident. Let me find that attachment there and work on this light and put it back together. Here we go, folks. The happiest place on earth. A BMW showed up in the salvage yard out here, so it's supposed to have a passenger front light. We're going to see if it's still here for us. Cars, he thought they were going to be back there. Told them they were up here. I haven't seen them before. Whoop, whoop. Man, they hit these cars hard and fast. I think that was it. Not a headlight out here. Oh, there's a headlight. There's one. Man, looks like they got it already. Here's the car we came here, folks. We are out of here. So put the bulb in. I bent the tabs a little bit to hold it in good. Gilbert's going to rub the outside of this light, try to get it a little clear. And man, we keep dumping dirt out of this thing. And then we're going to reinstall it. Figured out that this top cover was the same as that back cover. That back cover's in the wheel well, so that's more important. It's getting splashed, destroying that. So we took the top cover off, and I took a piece of plastic and cut it to lock into this top hole. Yeah. So let's fit this in here and reinstall this light. That's where we're at. Let's put these preset nuts on the bottom. Man, this thing is not coming clean for some reason with the window cleaner stuff. But we're going to go ahead and install this. Might hit this with some 1000 grit sandpaper. It's got like a hazy surface on it. Set the light in place, making sure you got that screw down there lined up, the one on the other end lined up. Start this 10 millimeter up here, and then start this Torx right here. Try to lift it up, put it in the area that it was in, and then tighten this up, tighten this 10 up, and then put the 2 screws in the bottom of it. Got all 4 of those screws tight. Time to set this bumper back up. Probably best to put those fog lights back in once you get it up in position. And this piece here is out of place too. So I'm going to set the bumper up there, get it started in position. Let me plug this light in before I forget. Now we're going to test the light, make sure the bulb works. Got this bumper together best we could, kind of the way it was. A little bit jacked up, but not totally. We're going to put the license plate on the front, put the wheel back on, torque the wheels down, and we'll be done with this thing for an episode. Ready to go racing! Look at that headlight, boy! Ready to rock and roll! If you feel that this information was useful, please like it and share it with your social media friends. You can subscribe to my channel so that you will get notifications of future videos that I post. You can follow me on Twitter, and if you need to contact me directly, please visit my website. And if you have any questions, leave them below, and someone or myself will reply to them. Again, thank you very much for watching.